Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing an empties video. That's where I show you all my trash, all the products that I used up. Would I repurchase it? Would I not? I'm going to kind of organize this before I show you and show you all my newer used up products, because often I have repeats in here. I save those for the end if you're a regular viewer and don't want to see all the things I normally use up. So I'll have the new things first. It's always exciting to go through this because typically this is my favorite products. I like to keep doing these videos. It's pretty cool to see what people actually use up and would repurchase. My empties bin is clearly overflowing, so let's go ahead and jump into this video and show you everything that I have loved that's in empties and things that I just would not repurchase. Starting off with my makeup products, because that's a category that is generally fairly difficult to use up for me. Just because I test out so many products, unless it's a love or something really horrible, you're not going to see it in this video. So we're starting off with one product that just seemed to last forever. And this is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I always recommend this as #1 concealer because you get so much product. Great concealer. You can use this for a multitude of things. Great coverage, good finish. This lasts you forever. I was scraping this just to get all the product out. So I've actually already repurchased this. You'll see it in an upcoming Sephora haul. I could not live without this. Sometimes I use this as a foundation all over my face in the summertime. I don't put it everywhere, but just kind of blend it out, and it seems to work really well for that. It's just a go-to concealer of mine. I also have this in a lighter shade. This one is warm beige. I like to use this to carve out my brows, set my lids, which I have done today with my new one. It's just a concealer that never does me wrong. So I'll always recommend and repurchase this one. You get 15 milliliters of product. That's half a foundation in here. That is really, really good. Then moving on to mascaras, I'm going to start off with one that I actually didn't like. And I only used this a couple times. I really just didn't care for it. And I was just going to pass it on to my mom. I know you're not supposed to share mascaras, but she's my mom and doesn't care. So I'm giving this to her. It is the Sephora Big By Volumizing and Lash Multiplying Effect Mascara. This says it's a volumizing and lash multiplying effect. However, I did feel like this kind of bunched up my lashes a little bit. Just didn't like the formula. It was a little too wet. The brush was nothing special, and honestly, I could pass. My mom uses mascara maybe once a year. So I was going to pass it on to her. She can use it once and then chuck it. A mascara that I absolutely love, and I will 100% repurchase once I'm done some other ones I'm testing out. This is the one from Tower 28. It is called the Make Waves Mascara in the shade Jet. This one took me by surprise because typically I'm not a fan of these rubberized wands, but lately they've been working out really nicely for me. So it has that scoop wand to it, and it just did a nice job at separating my lashes, unlike that Sephora one. It gives me volume and length, doesn't transfer, flake, smudge, smear like some ones that I've tested out currently do. This one just ticked every box for me and is one I highly, highly recommend. And then this is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. Love this mascara. It's a great go-to one from Lancome, and this one I got in a sample size. I try out a bunch of different mascaras, so it's nice for me to have smaller mascaras, considering I'm opening up so many and I don't like them to go to waste. So it's nice when I can pick up sizes like this and use those. I would purchase the full size of that one. I actually have a gift certificate to get a full size. I'm just kind of waiting to use up other things. I don't want to waste it. We have a lip product here, which is always very rare for me to use up, and it's actually from Rare Beauty. It is the Dewy Lip Balm in the shade Praise. It looks like this. This kind of reminds me of my obsession for MAC Jazz, which you guys know back in the day was my favorite lipstick color. I'm just trying to scrape some out of here to show you the color. This is just a really pretty pinky coral. Great for every day. It didn't last very long though because this is so emollient and just melty. Best way to describe it, if you're familiar with the Makeup by Mario Moisture Serum formula, I think it's called. Forget the exact name of it, but it's very similar to this. It just melts onto the lips, and because of that, it's just not going to last you as long as some other lip products just because of the formula. But it was really nice, and I would repurchase that again because of the color. Then a couple of my NYX Micro Brows. This is my favorite brow pencil in the shade Brunette. I go through these quite quickly, so I like to pick up an affordable option. So NYX is it for me. And just a really good brow pencil to have. My Velour Eyelash Glue. This one was a little mini size. I do have a full size and a backup because this glue is one of the only ones, I have found another one now, that does not irritate my eyes. So I'm so thankful to have found this. The ingredients of it are perfect for my sensitive eyes. If you have ever had issue with eyelash glue, I would check out the one from Velour because I'm able to use lashes now. I don't have to use magnetic ones, even though that's what I'm wearing today is some magnetic. But I can wear actual lashes again, which is fantastic. Then I have, oh yeah, another mascara. This one got away from me because it's so baby small. It's the one from Clinique and it's the Bottom Lash Mascara. This one's great if you're specifically looking for something for your lower lashes. Maybe you have trouble with bigger wands and want something really teeny tiny to get at those lower lashes. This is great, doesn't smudge. Basically waterproof, I don't think it is, but it holds on really, really good. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for something for your lower lashes. And this is a moisturizer, but I would use it as a priming base. It's the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I've actually gone through several of these over the years, and it's one of my favorite moisturizers under makeup. I like this more than Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream and a couple other popular ones. This one I always go back to. If you've never tried it, they do come in smaller sizes, so maybe give that one a try before you invest in a larger one, but it's always one that I go back to, as I said. It's really good. I actually find this does a good job at pore filling too, which there's no claims on it, but just because of how thick this is, I do feel like kind of minimizes my pores when I put on makeup over top. I find my makeup wears better when I use this, so I just really love it. I also have the eye cream. I'm not quite done that one yet, but I highly recommend this line if you've not checked it out. 2 setting sprays here. Both I've repurchased numerous times. The first one is my Glam Glow Glow Setter. I'm always able to pick this up half price. It's always being discounted or on clearance. This one does have like a bubblegummy scent to it, which I wish it didn't have. If I'm looking for something long wearing but with a little bit of a glow, I always like to reach for this one. This one is for different purposes. If I'm going for a more matte look, you guys already know what it is. It's the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the White Tea of Bali scent, which I believe was limited scent. Maybe they have 2 scents and this is permanent now, but at the time I think it was a limited edition scent. I prefer the original, honestly, for the smell. The Charlotte Tilbury is a go-to if you want your makeup locked down all night. This is the best setting spray that I've ever used, and I will always repurchase this. I already have another one, and I'm almost actually done the other one too. I was going through 2, and I'm just like, you know what? Just use this one up. I was using 2 back and forth, and I'm like, you're gonna run out of both of these at the same time, and you're gonna be upset you did that. So I just finished that one. A deluxe sample of setting powder from Huda Beauty. The loose baking powder and pound cake. I actually already purchased the full size because I've gone through a full size before, but I just hadn't repurchased it. I have pound cake now. I bought cupcake, and just last night, the cherry blossom came back in stock on Sephora Canada, and it's already out of stock, but I managed to pick up that one too. So now I have 3 different colors that I'm going to be using, but it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, loose setting powders for all over my face. It's just great. I don't typically bake too often, but if you do that, it's the best one I found to do the baking technique, but I just like it for how smooth it makes the skin. Definitely recommend it if you're looking for smoothness, locking your makeup down, and just overall a perfected matte look. Cleaning out my makeup collection, as I do, and I was thinking, you know what, maybe I should actually film this. Are you guys into declutters? I've always done them on my channel, but I haven't done one for a little bit, but I feel like since I've cut back so much on my collection, I don't really have too much to declutter, but if you guys still want to see me do a makeup collection declutter, that's something I can definitely film in the future. Let me know in the comment section below if that's something you're interested in, but we do have a bunch of lashes here. I'm gonna go through my Kiss ones first because Kiss and Ardell are just my favorite lashes. So we have the My Lash But Better from Kiss in the style Blessed. These ones I used a ton. The So Wispy Curated collection, which I've repurchased a couple times now. I just have one random one back there because I lost the other set. This came with Ritzy, which is my favorite style. We have Pompadour, which is also beautiful. Number 11, 9, and 01. Just great wispy styles if you like that. These Kiss Lash Couture Masterpiece lashes. They're one-of-a-kind luxe lash in Pret-a-Porter. And these are the most mink-like lash that they say, and these were super fluttery. I remember, I think it was Doja Cat wore these to an awards, and I wanted to use them because of that look she had. And then I have a bunch of magnetic ones from Kiss as well. So we have two of the Crowd Pleaser, which are kind of like the baby girl ones that I'm wearing right now from Glamnetic, and then also the Style Temp, which I didn't like as much as the Crowd Pleaser. I obviously have two of those. Ardell Wispies, a classic. I'm already on another set of that. And then these Naked Lashes 421. Love this style, and I just discovered 422. Let me actually go show you. I had to purchase another one of those. This is my favorite lash style right now because they're so fluttery and long for me, but just super, super fluttery. And this is the style 422, which is gorgeous, but I love the Naked Lashes from Ardell. And then these are some random ones that I went through. We had the velour plant fiber ones, which were nice. And this was the style Cloud 9. We have H&B Cosmetics. These were really beautiful if I wanted something dramatic. And then these ones were from Lashaholics. I don't know if they even exist anymore, but I got these because of Babs Beauty. She got me onto these. And they are the style Ellie. And they were so beautiful. It came in a pack of 2. I don't really wear super intense lashes anymore. Mine are either a corner lash or just something a little bit more natural. Kind of not into that as of this moment. I'm sure I'll probably go back at some point. I just like more natural style lashes, really wispy ones. I should have more of these, but this is my go-to self-tanner right now. It's from Jergens. I can get this under $10 from Amazon. It is called the Natural Glow Instant Sun, and I get the Ultra Deep Bronze. I know they have a deep bronze and then this ultra deep bronze. I always like to get the darkest one, and then I don't feel like I have to tan as often because it lasts really nicely on my skin. This one is the most hydrating mousse that I've personally tried, so my skin doesn't become all scaly looking, and it doesn't smell like traditional self-tan either. It's kind of florally. I don't even know how to describe the smell of it, but it doesn't smell like traditional self-tanner. It has a 60-second dry down, which is really nice, especially if you tan before bed. I like to tan at night, leave it on as long as I can, and then wash it off in the morning. And this is nice because it dries down super quick and I don't feel all uncomfortable when I jump into bed because it's actually dried down on my skin. My favorite heat protectant is from Oribe. I love the smell of this. I love just how healthy my hair has been since starting to use this. This is the Oribe Invisible Defense Universal Protection Spray. I use it prior to heat tools, blow drying, you name it, anything with heat. This is in my hair. My favorite hairspray ever, I always talk about this. It's from KMS. It's the Hairstay Anti-Humidity Seal Spray. This is a 24-hour weatherproofing for finished looks. This is great if I have sleek hair or if it's a humid day and I really want my hair to not be all frizzy. I've run out of this though. I need more. I wish these were bigger. They are so tiny and I feel like I blow through these, and that's my only complaint. However, it is the best. It's a finishing style hairspray, and that's what I personally use hairspray for, and absolutely love this hairspray. If you can get your hands on it, definitely try it, especially if you have a humid climate or really frizzy hair. Then this Kerastase Chroma Absolute, and this is the shampoo. Yeah, this is the shampoo. I always get confused because there's so many words on here that I don't understand. This is what I'm currently using as one of my shampoo and conditioner lines. I really like it because it's for sensitized or damaged color treated hair, fine to medium hair, which is what I have. I do have fine hair, but I have a lot of it. So that is why I use this, and it just works out really nicely for me. I feel like Kerastase is one of the best brands for my hair. I've had so much success with the Chronologies line, other lines, this line. It's just a really great brand to check out. You'll most definitely find a line for your hair type. It's just such a good brand. Already have a new one of those in the shower. Steph got this from Target for me. I think you can get this in Canada now. It's Method Body. It's the Coconut Rice Milk Shea Butter Simply Nourished Body Wash. It is plant-based cleanser and good vibes inside. My husband actually used this up on me. It's just a very neutral, pleasant scent, but he really liked this. I didn't get too much chance to use it because I've just been using my Sol de Janeiro one, but it was nice when I had tried it. Little sample of the Beija Flor Elastic Cream from Sol de Janeiro, speaking of which. And I do like this. I just find the scent not as strong as I would like. I wish the scent was stronger for this. That's my only complaint. There's just other things from Sol de Janeiro I've gravitated towards other than their moisturizers, which is what started it for them, I feel like, was their Boom Boom Cream. I get a ton of questions on what I wash my brushes with, and this is from Dr. Bronner's. I also have the liquid soap, but I much prefer the bar, and this is the Pure Castile bar soap. This is the tea tree version, which I like because I find it just really great for washing your brushes with that added tea tree oil in it. You can look up the benefits of tea tree, but I just feel like it's really fantastic for a deep clean of the brushes. I don't spot clean my brushes. I only deep clean, and I try and do it every Sunday. This is what I use. I go through these quite often, but I always forget to save the packaging because I'm done the soap. And then I don't have anything to show you guys, but this time I remembered I saved the crusty packaging just so you can see what I use to clean my brushes, and this is my #1 recommendation. I love this for cleaning my brushes. For washing my face, I just had this in my downstairs shower as something quick to wash my face when I'm in the shower. I have various cleansers that I use. This is the Belief Aqua Bomb Jelly Cleanser. I'm not a fan of jelly cleansers, and I've said this before in the past. I get sent them, I try them out, I'm still not a fan. So this one is from Belief. I love so many of their products. It's just the texture of it for me. I much prefer something a little bit more creamy as opposed to a jelly. Just personal preference. And then I ran out of this morning, and I already have a backup because I love this. This is the Drunk Elephant C Firma Fresh Day Serum, and it is my vitamin C for the day for my skin. I love it because of the packaging. It's just a twist up. It keeps it nice inside, and it has a powder and a liquid you initially have to mix, and then you don't have to do anything. So you do have to mix it when you start out, and that's what I did this morning. But this is just so nice to keep my skin nice and smooth, just my vitamin C. Highly recommend if you're looking for a good one, especially if you have sensitive skin, because I do, and I find often with even vitamin C's, I can get a little bit sensitive to them. This one has worked out really nicely, keeps my skin firm, bright, and I don't have any sort of irritation, and I use this pretty much every morning. I've been skin cycling, so it hasn't been every single morning, but most mornings I am using a vitamin C. I was on a skin diet for many months, which is not a physical diet, but just cutting back on the products I was using. I was pretty much just strictly washing my face and moisturizing, but now I've added a lot of things back in. I've actually started retinol too. I'm only doing it once a week right now just because my skin is so sensitive, but it's been working out so nicely for me, and I'm so excited to have everything back into my skincare routine. I've had a couple people actually mention how my skin has been looking, and it's because I'm starting to put back in my skincare stuff, because for a while I felt like my skin was looking quite bad as I was just giving it a break, but I needed to repair my skin barrier before I could throw everything back in. And now I'm on a skin cycling routine, so I can let you guys know more about that. But you can look up skin cycling, and that's kind of what I'm doing. It's a 4-day routine. So I'm doing exfoliation and retinol, and then I have some recovery days, and it's been working out really, really nicely for me. And then Kiss Nails. I should have more than this. I think I have like 5 packs beside me that I have to go through and make sure I've used enough of them, but I have the Impress ones, which are nice because you can just pop them on. You don't need any glue. Since they've redone the Impress, these actually stick on my nails, and I can get them to last up to 2 weeks. If I was still working at the factory, I could not use those still because they would pop off and the glue ones would be better. The Impress works for my lifestyle now, and when I want them to make sure they're on, I do use glue, and I can use glue with the Impress as well. And I'm wearing the Gel Fantasy collection right now, and this is a short length style. They look like this. I've had these for Valentine's Day. You can actually see them growing out on my nails. They have been on for over 2 weeks, I think. After this video, I was gonna take them off and just let my nails breathe. It says a 7-day wear. I can get more than 7 days on these. I don't know if you're supposed to, but I do. A bunch of candles here from Forever Mood. I started burning through them. It's what I always have burning in the background of my videos. So we have Matcha Business, which I did really like. My favorite still are the Valentine's Day collection that she once did. I haven't shopped on her website for a while, but I wish the Valentine's Day one would come to Sephora because I would purchase up Champagne Wasted, literally only burn that candle ever. That's my favorite one. We have Grown Folks Business. This smells good. I've never found a candle from her brand that I don't like. There's just some that I like more than others. All of these ones I probably wouldn't repurchase because I'm so obsessed with the Valentine's collection. Actually, I would maybe repurchase this one. This was Caked Up. It's a good staple, very safe candle if you like something sweet and you want to start out with from the Forever Mood brand. And then I have my toothpaste that I literally always go through. There's obviously more than these, but I just save one to show you guys. It is the Colgate Optic White Renewal. Removes 10 years of yellow stains. This is the only thing I use for teeth whitening. I always get questions about teeth whitening, this is literally the only thing that I do. I don't get them professionally whitened. I don't do any sort of white strips, whitening pens, nothing. I just use the Colgate Optic White, and it keeps my teeth nice and white. I feel like a freaky when I'm doing this. So that is everything for this empties video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. There are mostly things that I would repurchase in this video. It's usually my favorite things that are in these empties videos. Often if I find a product that's not working out for me, I just give it away. I don't even bother saving it, but I should honestly do that just so you can hear my reasoning behind certain things. So I'll be better at that, keeping the things that I don't like, just so I can update you on that. Even if I don't physically have the product with me, I'm going to make sure to write them down so that when I do pass it off to family and friends, that you know why I didn't keep it. Also, let me know about a declutter video, because I'll definitely film that coming soon. So let me know in the comment section below, and that's going to be everything. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. If you're not already, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.